everyone, I'm Blake Knight, and today we're going to talk about how to properly swing a golf club. So the first step we're going to talk about is your setup. As far as your setup, the first thing in your setup is we're going to discuss feet placement. So your feet should be roughly about shoulder width apart. Anything, maybe a little bit more, nothing really less, just because it's going to throw off your balance, and you want to stay pretty balanced throughout your swing. The next step for your stance is you want to make sure that your ball is placed in the correct position. So for your irons, we're going to have your ball positioned pretty much right in the middle of your stance. So that way, whenever you're looking straight down, the ball should be pretty much directly over your eyes. And by having it in the middle, because when you come through with your downswing, it'll give you the correct impact position for the club. So the first step of bringing the club back is you're going to want to keep it as low to the ground and take it back as slow as you can. So basically, try to keep it back. Eventually, your momentum is going to bring the club up just because. And so as you're taking it back, you're going to want to try to keep this arm as straight as possible. So far you should have something that looks about like this. And then once you get to this position, your club should still be parallel to the ground. You're going to want to hinge your wrist, and by hinging your wrist, the club's going to become now perpendicular to the ground. So you're kind of sitting pretty much just like this right now. And once you've gotten to this position, you're going to want to turn your shoulders. Turning your shoulders is going to bring that club almost back to parallel to the ground, and it's going to build up the tension you need in your shoulders and in your lower body. That's going to give you that driving force you need to have a good downswing and produce enough force to hit the ball a long ways. So at this point, you should be about looking like this right now. And then the first step for your downswing is you're going to want to fire your hips. And you're going to want to fire your hips basically in the motion and in the direction that your target line is addressed to. So you're about like this right now. And so as you're firing your hips, you're going to want to try to keep that club down the same line that you brought it down, which will help you to have a square impact with the ball. So you should, as of right now, with taking your club back and firing your hips, it should look about something like this. And as you're coming through the club, basically your momentum is just going to momentum's going to allow you to just follow through, and then you're just kind of want to turn your body with the club to stay pretty much just like this. And so for a final result, should give you something that looks about like this.